This is about a guy called Alan Dean Foster and Disney, because Disney are renowned people for being kind of, how can I put it, bastards. Now, Disney are withholding royalties from veteran Star Wars author Alan Dean Foster. He also did Aliens, so he's probably missing out his paycheck from Fox now. He did Aliens. He's done pretty much name a film, and he was the guy who translated it into a novel. Now, the one that he's all famous for is for doing what people thought was going to be the sequel to Star Wars, because George Lucas, how can I put it? He put together a cheap version of Star Wars, because he thought Star Wars might not be successful, called Splinter of the Mind's Eye, if I remember correctly, and Alan Dean Foster turned that script into a novel. Now, as a kid, all my mates, I was more into Aliens than I was into Star Wars, all my mates were going wild when they saw this book in the library. And they were like, kind of, oh, open it up and go through it. But Disney at the moment haven't been paying him his royalties for all these books that he's done, especially now that they've also got the Fox library too of all the other books that he's done. And it's weird how that they've bought all these assets, but the assets also include liabilities where you have to pay out people for stories. Remember when they said that they cancelled the extended universe of Star Wars? When they were talking about canon, and they turned around and said the extended book universe and the comic universe were no longer going to be part of canon. We talked about it years ago, I think.
Probably, yeah.
Anyway, I imagine that they probably did that so they didn't have to pay out royalties. So they stopped printing these things. I imagine they probably still fucking print them, but they haven't paid these people out. So I don't imagine that Alan Dean Foster is the only person. Now, Alan Dean Foster at the moment is not in the best of health, and he's been trying to raise. He doesn't want to raise money through GoFundMe or anything. He just wants to get paid what he's owed. That will cover all his treatments and stuff. Bit of a sad case in that, but I've gone through the novelizations of Aliens, one of the greatest ones, because there's a bit where I can't remember Yaphet Kotto's character, I can't remember his name, traps the alien in a room and has it rip its arm off and then run down the corridor, which wasn't in the film, which is fantastic. Yeah, it wasn't in the film, wasn't an extended cut. It was something they didn't get around to filming. And I imagine it would be really fucking awkward to try and find another 6'6" skinny African art student with only one arm. But it was one of those kind of things where it was a bit annoying that he's not getting paid those things. Did you read any of the Alan Dean Foster novels?
No, I've never read any of those. It's not. I like the films. I don't mind watching the films, but I haven't really thought about reading the books. Although, actually thinking about it, I could diversify now, couldn't I? I could go and have a look at the Aliens novels, for example. That would be quite cool.
I wouldn't recommend it because he's not getting paid. So if you're going to buy it second hand. So Disney don't get any fucking money from it because he's not getting his check cut, which is not good.